Bury the Devil is an example of what happens when presentation really is everything. This film, directed by Adam O'Brien, really leans heavily on the fact that they decided to shoot this in one take, one continuous take. It means that we're not cutting from one scene to the next. We're not cutting from the living room and then picking up in the bedroom, which means we don't know whether or not there's going to be a jump scare, something hiding in the dark, or if we're going to physically watch something happen right before our eyes. It's that anticipation, that anxiety, that not knowing that really ratchets up the terror and the horror in this film. Julia, played by Emmanuelle Lussier Martinez, is a caretaker to an elderly woman with dementia named Evelyn, played by Dawn Ford. Now, Julia clearly enjoys her job, and by enjoy, I mean she actually cares about the work that she's doing. She actually cares about these patients. They're at the end of their life, and she feels that they shouldn't be alone. You can tell in everything that she does that she takes this job seriously. However, Evelyn is being a little difficult, partly because of the dementia, and just on a realism level, dementia in and of itself is a horrifying concept. I mean, we start the film off, the first minute, Evelyn seems to know who she is. They get along quite nicely, and then just a few seconds later, she doesn't know who Evelyn is. At one point, I'm sorry, I meant to say Julia. She doesn't know who Julia is. At one point, Julia is able to keep jogging her memory to the point to where she seems to hold on to it for about a good, maybe 5 minutes or so in the movie's time frame, not in real life time frame. But then the next thing you know, she's roaming through the house trying to figure out who Julia is, basically threatening her because she's a stranger in her home. That being said, it does make it a lot easier for this story of demon possession to take place, because Julia, of course, she's seen dementia before, she's seen Alzheimer's before, she's seen all sorts of things, because this is the career path that she's chosen. So a woman that's being disoriented, a woman who's roaming through the house, staring blankly down the hall, that's not something that's, a demon possession for her, and nothing paranormal to her. That's just the way the brain works when it's breaking down. Everything that's happening to her can be explained away by her patient having dementia. But this movie jumps right into it. It takes me longer to explain the first 5 minutes than for the first 5 minutes to happen. Immediately, we see Evelyn saying a prayer. That's not the way that I remember it. Now, the prayer is, "Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep." She has rewritten it in a way that Julia hasn't picked up on. Evelyn has rewritten the prayer to say, "Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray for all the souls I keep." What do you mean, Evelyn? What souls, Evelyn? And defined keep. Then along comes her ex-husband, or at least that's who he says he is. Now Julia, of course, is thinking, okay, let me, let this woman have her moments with her family members. Obviously, this guy cares about her, but he starts talking about, where did you bury it? Where is it? How did you bring our daughter back? I'm sorry? Bury what? Bury who? Now imagine you're Julia and you're completely rational and logical. You're not thinking about the paranormal. Here is a man that you do not know that is being verbally aggressive with your patient, talking about things that have been buried. Yeah, he's got to go. He's got to go. And at that moment, all hell breaks loose. Again, the thing that I love about this film is the fact that it was done in one take. So we can be looking at Evelyn lost in the kitchen, trying to figure out why she's in the kitchen, and then go behind a wall for about maybe 2.5 seconds, and then find another opening, and Evelyn has, the frosted eyes. She's got a hand being, extended from her inside her mouth, like there's something in her body trying to get out. There's blood everywhere. I mean, the way these actors pulled this off, the way the camera people pulled this off, the director, the cinematographers, this was really amazing, because that's literally what's happening. An actor is standing there looking perfectly normal. You literally go into a hallway, come right back out, and they're possessed by demons. But that's not the only way they pulled this off. They didn't rely on things like walls to obscure the point of view. Sometimes it would simply be a rotation of the camera, where there was one scene where Evelyn was standing around a circle, was in the center of a circle of people. We see from her point of view, we're looking at people, and then the camera moves outside the circle, and now we're seeing from their point of view. This is some really great camera work here. Also, the cinematography had me leaning in to look, in the doorways, looking in all the dark corners, looking for something that actually isn't there. And that kind of takes me to the things I didn't really like about this film. It relied too heavily on the fact that it was a single cut, and although that was a great way to build anticipation and to build fear, it just wasn't enough for a plot that's so simple and so weak. It is a very, very simple concept, perhaps too simple, because again, the film was relying heavily on the gimmick of it being just one camera shot. Because once you get past the novelty of it being just one long shot, you're looking for something scary, you're looking for something good. I needed a lot more action. I needed a lot more terror, and it just kind of fell flat. That being said, I give this movie 2.5 stars. It did an excellent job with the camera work. It did an excellent job with the lighting. The story was quite simple and easy to follow, but it was a little bit too simple of a plot. I mean, without the gimmicks, you pretty much have a story that could have been 30 minutes in an episode of Tales from the Crypt. This film comes out this Friday, August 21st, and my honest opinion and advice for you is to watch it on demand. Spend maybe $5 for everyone in the family to watch it, as opposed to spending a grip at the movie theater. Even watching it in matinee, I don't think it's really going to be worth the money that you'll end up spending. You really should just wait and watch this at home. You're not going to miss anything by watching it on a small screen as opposed to a big screen. I mean, turn the lights off and watch it at night, and that'll be pretty much the extent of the novelty of the film. Let me know if you plan to watch this movie this Friday. Will you be watching it on demand or in theaters? Otherwise, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so you can know the next time I drop a review like this. I'm author R.L. Raintree. This has been Reels and Reads, and thank you so much for watching.